Hey there everybody, and welcome back. I just wanted to do a quick update video along with share a great new airport that I got with all of you. And not just that, but also wanted to show you my progress on my Frankenstein project, which is the PMDG 737-800 and 900 working in FSX Steam Edition. Now, I've been working on this for quite some time. It involves a very sketchy kind of process between hybriding a very old box version that I had of this bird and my more recent purchase, which was the 737, 800, and 900 package from PMDG's online store, and working the two of them together without quite officially installing the new service packs, but taking portions of the service packs that are included within the new online installer and kind of making the two into a little hybrid. Once I kind of refined the process and made it relatively reliable, I'll be sure to share it with all of you if, of course, the official installer does not come out by then. And just for anybody that's out there that wants to, claim that I'm a pirate or something like that, I'll show you guys my online order and show you guys that I do indeed own a legit install of the 737. So making some good progress. Not quite there just as of yet, but we should be there relatively soon. So with that said, we're going to be taking a flight here in China today, and this flight is going to be taking us from ZSPD, and it's going to be taking us to ZULS. And I think that most people know about ZSPD. It's obviously Shanghai International Airport, which is one of the most significant airports in the world. But it's going to be taking us to what's a little bit of a lesser known airport, which is ZULS, which is made by Dazzle Color Game. It's a relatively new airport in the FSX community. I think it just came out about a month ago or so, and it's known as Gangar. I'm probably mispronouncing that, but it is a good size international airport that's very high up. I mean, the thing is 3,600 meters up, so that works out to somewhere around 12, 13,000 feet up. Has a 4,000 meter runway, and it can accept anything from a 747 to a 737 that we're here in now, and of course some of the smaller regional aircraft. It's also one of the highest elevation airports in the world. I mean, if you thought flying out of Denver was tough, this airport is very difficult to get off the ground with, and it requires a very, very deliberate climb profile to get yourself out of there safely, and that doesn't help with the fact that it's sitting on a kind of strange snow area plateau in between a very steep mountain range. So it'll be an exciting approach to say the least, and I'm excited to get on over there. But for right now, let's worry about getting off the ground here at Shanghai. So our doors are all buttoned up. Let's go ahead and start with starting this bad boy up. Now, next I'll be doing a video that'll be sharing with you guys some of the new computer components that I'm actually working on installing right now. So, for those of you who watched my 777 hype video, you guys will know that I mentioned that I am working on a new build with some new graphics cards, and I also decided to plunge in with a new monitor as well. So you guys will be seeing that video come in here very shortly once I'm finished with the build and getting all the water cooling done and all that stuff. So definitely excited to share that with you guys here very, very soon. But it'll take probably about another day or so before I'm able to get that video up and running. So let's start our APUs up so we can disconnect our ground power and get on our merry little way here. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at the flight plan. So first of all, the SPD, let's look at our SID that we're going to be taking here out of, oops, put that in the wrong place. ZSPD. So let's take a look at our SID that we'll be taking out of here. And I'm using Navigraph's web-based chart viewer, which I had no idea works so well in the Steam overlay, but I'm very, very excited that it works as well as it does. So let me actually turn off the radio here. Oops, switch on over. Alright. So let's look at the aerodrome overview. So we're actually sitting here at the end of this apron, which is on the apron 1. So we're sitting right here by that Lima O5 taxiway. And ATIS, we're going to listen to it again, but I believe ATIS said that they're landing and departing the 3-5 and 3-4 runways. So we're going to take 3-4 right. We're just going to come out here, take Alpha. We'll take Papa 6 over to, we're going to pass Bravo, take Alpha down to Papa 1. Just catch the 3-4 right, and then head out to the north. So when we look at our SIDS, for a 3, was it 3-5 right? Yeah, 3-5 right. Departure to the north. Let's see. So we'll look at the north. So that's not the one I'm looking for. There we go. Alright, so 3-5 left, right, north. Okay, so we're going to be looking to take the Odulu 14D, it looks like. So we're going to be heading right out of here, taking the Odulu 14D SID from 3-5 right, and that should get us where we need to go. Let me just look at my Navigraph. I'm sorry, my sim brief plan here, and I think this has us taking off 3-5 right as well. If I'm looking at the right plan, yeah, I am. And yeah, it does have us taking off 3-5 right. So, okay, very cool. So let's go ahead and get that plugged in here into the FMC, and we'll return. We'll turn on our APU now and our APU bleed. We'll switch this on over to APU gen, and we'll make sure our parking brake is on, and take off the ground connections. Alright, so let's just program this FMC real quickly, and then we'll get on our way. Right, route, company route, and we're going to 3-5 right. Do that. We'll look at our departure. Once again, we're doing 3-5 right, and we said we're going to be taking the Odulu 14D, I believe is what it was we looked at, right? It's the Odulu 14D. Yep, is the one we're going to be taking. So we'll do that. And close up that discontinuity. And great. Throw fuel weight, reserves 5 with an 80 cost index. And we'll take 350, that's fine. Sim brief gave us a different altitude, but we'll be fine there. And we'll do flaps 10 because we're pretty heavy today. And we'll check our CG, which will be a 6. And great, so I think we're pretty much good to go. We'll switch this FMC over here to legs. And we'll request for our pushback now. And it does say that it's pretty chilly out here today. It's plus 3 degrees centigrade, so close to freezing, but no real precipitation, so we do not need de-icing. And we'll do nose to the right, tail to the left. Alright, so let's finish plugging all this in. So 350, our V2 is 155, and throw our flight directors on, and our auto throttle. Auto brakes to RTO, and put on our beacon lights, and we'll go ahead and just switch on all our pumps right now.
We are ready for pushback.
We'll take off our packs, set our pressurization up to 35,000, and do a quick sweep, yaw dampener, and looks good to me. So, alright. Our APU's on and our hydraulics on, we'll go ahead and set our takeoff trim. It's about 5.6 right there, and do a quick check. Full left, full right, back and forward.
Departure check completed. 5 has been inserted. Release parking brakes.
And we're going to release the parking brakes. Alright.
All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Now I'm going to do a quick TCAS test, and then we'll get the engine started. let's go ahead and give ourselves our takeoff flaps, which is 10. And then we're ready to get these engines started, so let's do it. Packs are off, good. Alright, we'll start at 1. Alright, and almost done with 1. We'll wait for it to switch off. Alright, and then let's looks like 1's pretty much stable. We'll go ahead and go with 2. Alright, 2's on its way up. So, you know, I've been hard at work working on the new build. It's obviously everybody who's ever rebuilt a computer, sometimes it's just as hard as building a computer in the first place. So, you know, been really involved in it the last couple of days, but you know, I think that I should be able to get it done here by this evening, and then we'll be simming on our new computer. And this screen especially is something I'm really looking forward to because it's an absolutely beautiful screen. It's a 34-inch curved display from LG, and although I won't be able to show you guys its 21:9 aspect ratio on YouTube, it does have a mode where I can go back to a regular aspect ratio and still make YouTube videos. So, but I will show you guys from a separate recording what the screen looks like. I'm pretty excited to be able to finally sim on it. So, alright, well, looks like the tow truck is disconnected. Let me just check with the altimeters here real quickly.
It's clear. Right, it's clear.
Wind 350, pitch 9 or visibility greater than 20 miles. Sky conditions clear. Temperature dew point -2, altimeter 053.
3053.
Runway 34 left visual. Runway 35 right and ILS. Runway 35 left in use. Landing and departing runway 34 left.
Alright. So, very good. Alright, so it looks like we're pretty much good to go. Go ahead and throw on our taxis. We'll kill our APU here. Switch on over to Gen 1. Put these gens on. And then we will take off our APU bus, turn back on our packs, put our ISO valve, and kill our APU. Alright, very good. So, let's get the show on the road. So, for those of you who don't know, as we're just kind of taxing out here, PMDG released an update about some of the things that'll be changing on its newest version of the 737. This news came out a little while ago, and about, I want to say about 2 weeks ago, a week ago or so, where they shared that they're going to actually be implementing the weather radar. Or at least that's the way I read it when I interpreted it. I guess I'll show you guys directly here on our overlay. But yeah, so they decided to install the weather radar that you guys all know and love from the 7.7 into the 737, or the new iteration of the 737. Of course, we're still waiting for the Active Sky Next patch to come out so that we can use Active Sky Next in FSX Theme Edition. But once Active Sky Next comes out along with this 737 update, we'll now have weather radar from both of the newer PMDG aircraft, which of course will be the 737 and the 777. And I'm assuming that they're also going to do the same thing, install the weather radar in their new 747 V2. So definitely looking forward to that. For right now, I'm actually using Opus FSX, which is a old program I had a long time ago. I'm not using the FSI version, which is the newer version, but this is an old program I used to have, and I forgot how good it is actually with the weather. So anyways, let's go on down here to the PMDG forums, and let's take a quick look at the updates that PMDG has promised us on the 737, or at least I shouldn't say promised, but just has shared about their ambitions for the 737. So let's see. They already said they came up with the 777 installers. Alright, so here we go. So looks like the 737 packages. Now I only own the 800, 900 package, the base package. I do not own the 600, 700 expansion. I may get it soon once it gets updated for FSX Theme Edition, but for right now I'm only an owner of the base package. But it says they've been getting some low-rate work behind the scenes to move along some of the updates in the 777 development cycle. And some of the things that they'll be having planned is, let's see, categorize them. Oh yeah, so some of the key elements, such as interfacing Active Sky Next weather radar capabilities, as they have in the 777. Now there may be other updates to the 737. I'm sure that service pack will be a relatively large one, and they'll probably have quite a few updates. But at least we'll be having access to weather radar in the 737, which I think will be great because it already has a good terrain radar, and of course the addition of a weather radar will really make the flight deck complete on this aircraft. So really looking forward to it. Alright, so I believe we've got 2 more taxiways to go before we turn on over to depart here. So I'll go ahead and turn on our TCAS. I'll make sure that's enabled here. And let me just look at our departure one more time. It's actually a 347. Alright. Enough for me. This taxiway's all ours, so we're going a little bit faster than we should, but yeah. It's too long of a taxiway to go exactly 20 ground speed the entire way. Especially when there's no traffic in front of us. And it looks like there's a aircraft on final over there. Unless my eyes are deceiving me, those baby birds. Yeah, it looks like there's an aircraft possibly turning on final. I see the gear coming down there. Alright, and here is Papa 2, so right here at the end is Papa 1. So we got auto brake set to RTO, we've got our flaps down, we've got our beacon and our nav lights, and we'll turn on our strobes here once we enter the runway, along with our runway turn-off lights and our takeoff lights. So don't see the traffic close enough right now. TCAS is on. There's no real terrain, so we'll leave our terrain radar off, and we'll go ahead and switch on our strobes, our turn-offs, take off our taxis. We'll let the cabin know we're ready to go. I think we got enough distance here. Auto throttle set, trim is set. Alright, we're good to go. Throw these two continuous. Alright, we got enough space, I think. We're just gonna do one of those kind of rolls. and Toga. Rotating at 148. Actually, you can use the HUD. Alright, and there we are, 148. And we're up. Got positive rate. We'll take our gear up. I'll bring us in a notch of flaps. Take the HUD off now. Alright, we'll bring ourselves down just a tad bit. And right there on the envelope. Just wanted to get us out of there as quickly as possible. And on our autopilot. Our gear to off. Take off our auto brakes. Get another notch of flaps here.
China Southern 6532, IFR Nadia, ready to copy. China Southern 6532, cleared to Joliet Airport as filed. Fly runway heading, climb and maintain.
Pudong Airport is
China Southern 6532, cleared to Nadia Airport.
We'll take our flaps all the way up. Alright. Oh man, we forgot our landing lights. Whatever. Take off our continuous on our starters. So, alright, look good. We are looking good. I was so concerned with trying to get us out of that aircraft's path so quickly, I completely forgot about our landing lights. Can take a quick look outside here. I wonder if that's a DirectX 10 issue. It's like the, well, at least when you're zoomed out, it's like that gray box. It's probably a VASI type of thing. I've seen that at some other airports. I know OMDB used to have that problem. Alright, well, we're going to continue our climb here. Get on our way over to the ULS. And I will see you guys when we are closer to that airport. So we're just following our sit on out. And we'll see you guys when we get close to the our descent on into ZULS. It'll without a doubt be a very interesting approach. So I'll set it up with you guys and we'll take a look when we're closer out. Okay, see you guys there. Alright, so we're about 40 miles from our top of descent, and so it's time to start planning our descent profile and our approach into ZULS. So first of all, let's take a quick look at what the weather is, and to do that with Opus, you actually have to go into a window mode, and there's a little option right here. We can look at our flight plan report. So if I go on down to the bottom, you'll see that considering ZULS has an airport elevation of around 13,000 feet, I'm going to use the data in this ballpark. It generally looks like the winds are coming out of 305 on average or so. So we obviously want to be landing into that. So there's really two runways at ZULS. There's 09, which only offers a visual, and then there is 27 right, which offers an ILS. So obviously, if the winds are coming out of the 300 direction, we want to be landing the 27 right, which is also good for me because considering how treacherous this terrain is, as you can clearly see, I would prefer an ILS because it provides a far more predictable approach. So we'll start dialing in here. So we want to approach here LXA, it looks like, is our entry point into the approach. Obviously, there's not much maneuvering to do in this crazy valley. The important part will be the go-around procedure, which says we'll be climbing on 269 to D8, and then it looks like we'll be going back towards LXA at around 15,750 feet. And then when we turn right to LXA, we want to be above 20,670 feet and contact ATC. So it will be a very aggressive climb, to say the least. So we got to be very careful on our approach. So with that said, let's go ahead and set it up here. So we'll be arriving 27 right. We want to do the LXA, and then we'll clear up any discontinuities we got here. And let's just take a look at what that looks like on the map. So step. Cool, and it's pretty much a straight shot in. It looks like that's our hold. So, very cool. Alright. Works for me. And LS 110.30. Let me just verify that here real quickly. So 110.3 and then 269 on the course. So let's dial that in. Alright, and then 110.3. So alright, very good. Alright, looks like it works. I'm actually gonna dial in my HUD as well, which I forgot which panel it is. Here it is. So we're gonna say that mode PRI is fine, standby, that's fine. Runway elevation is let's see, it looks like 11,713. So right, and then the length is 13,132. Good, we're dialed in there. Glide slope, I believe, is at 3 degrees, as is normal. Let's look. Yep, so 3 degree slope. So we're good to go there. Alright, very cool. So I will take that. And although we may not even be using the HUD for our descent, it's just always good to have that dialed in, especially with such an unfamiliar airport, so you can keep your eyes on the prize on the way on in. And then because of that, very dangerous go-around procedure. And I mean, even if you look at the terrain out here, the terrain even where we are right now is pretty doggone high. I mean, we're clearly flanked by mountains all around us. So, it's going to be important to keep our speed up as much as possible. So I'm going to land with flaps 30, not flaps 40, just to give us that little bit of headroom, an extra 7 knots or so in case we do have to go around. So very good. Alright, so with that said, we're about 30 miles from the top of descent. It's looking pretty good. We'll just throw on our terrain radar right now, just because we have so much so much high terrain around us. And I'll see you guys a little bit closer to descent itself. All right, see you guys soon. All right, hey there, everybody, and welcome back. So we're right here on our approach, and getting ready to get the party started here any moment. Just gonna look at our approach here, and looks like we're pretty much there to catch the localizer. So we'll do so, and we'll also wait for the glide slope to come alive whenever it's ready. So we're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a notch of flaps. We're actually ready to catch the approach here. We're above the glide slope, so we're actually gonna bring ourselves on down, and we'll increase our rate of descent just to catch the glide slope. And our go around altitude is 15,750, so we'll go ahead and set that. Give ourselves a little bit more descent right here, so we just try to catch up to that glide slope. And we know we want to approach at 143 now. I'm gonna go ahead and manually take over here to catch our glide slope. You know what, it's a clear enough day, so I'm actually just going to go ahead and land this thing manually altogether. So, just do a nice little manual landing here. Temperature is good, so I took off my anti-ice. And, alright. Pretty much on the ball. So, switch us back over so I can see the terrain. And, go ahead and bring gear down. Just give us some more drag here. Just another 2 notches of flaps, on over to flaps 5. Just drag. At 200 knots, ready for flaps 10. Ourselves another notch now. Pretty much right on the ball, so we're gonna go ahead and hold where we're at. Alright, and since we're going flaps 25, I'll wait a little bit just to drop that last notch of flaps. We're ready for 30, I'm sorry, since we're going flaps 30. Pretty much where I want to be in terms of airspeed. So we're going to go ahead and bring down the HUD. And we'll use this for the rest of our approach. As you can see, our airspeed is a little bit slow. Also a little bit above the glide slope, so we can give ourselves a little bit of power and a little bit of a faster rate of descent make up for that. There we go. Alright, we're right at 148. Bring ourselves on down a little bit more. 44. And we're pretty much right where we want to be, so.
50, 30, 20, 10.
Nice. Alright, we'll go ahead and put it in reverse. Let's make sure our spoilers are deployed, which they are. And our reverse, and very nice. So, a bit of a tricky descent there, that was without a doubt. Fortunately, my mic decided to give out at this point, but regardless, the flight is over, so I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I'll continue to try to work on this fix and see whether or not I can get a reliable process so you guys can also enjoy the 737 before PMDG comes out with their installers, and look forward to showing you guys my new hardware setups relatively soon. So everybody have a great rest of the weekend, and take care.